So yesterday was the first cancer treatment I've had since the two big hurricanes came through, and apparently they've disrupted two of the main sources that hospitals and places like that get their IV fluids from. So from what I've heard, it's incapacitated about 75% of America's IV solutions, and I didn't really consider how much of an impact that was going to have on my treatment yesterday, and I saw it how it was impacting some of the other patients that are in there with me. And a lot of these people are people I know that go every week, because when I was going every week, they were there every week, and they may even go multiple times a week. And I can't imagine how they're dealing with the lack of IVs, because I got steroids yesterday for the first time without the chaser, without the saline bag, and it hits different, man. That's there's a noticeable difference. So when I go in for the cancer treatments, they give me things to deal with the side effects of it. One of them is Benadryl, and another one is steroids, because it drops my immune system, my immune defense is down a lot. So they give me steroids to help with that too. And so yesterday they did what was called a push, where instead of it going into the bag and dripping with the saline solution, it went into a little port on the IV tube coming down, and they just had to press it in with the little syringe there. And man, I felt it. That was, I don't know how people can shoot steroids up straight, man. That was kind of brutal. I mean, I itched everywhere, and it had an effect on. When I was going every week, the steroids were in my system so often that I wasn't sleeping very well at all. But once I started going every 56 days, and it's 56, I keep thinking it's 58 days, but it's actually only every 56 days I go. So now that I'm only going every 56 days, I don't have the steroids in my system consistently like I used to. So they they peter out. I have like a 2 or 3 day period where I don't sleep well. I'm up in the middle of the night, a little bit like I can't get energy out. I When I was on every week going to cancer treatments, I was up walking around my neighborhood until like I'd leave the house at quarter to 1 o'clock in the morning, and walk around until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, then come home and not go to bed until 4, and then wake up really early. And last night I kind of thought I was going to have one of those nights, because I like to go to bed around 9:30, 10. I didn't get to bed until 12, quarter after 12, I think. And I was up at 3 o'clock, and I've been up ever since, and it's 10:30 now. So I never really considered how much it didn't really occur to me how much of an impact those hurricanes had on people that are dependent on the medical community. And like I was saying, I saw it on some of the people yesterday. I felt bad, but man, I could see these people wearing it hard. And there's one woman in particular that I think she probably has the roughest patch with her treatment out of everyone that I see there regularly, and I felt really bad for her. She's Yeah, she's not a big woman. She's got to be like 5 foot flat, 75, 80 pounds, I want to say. Like a strong breeze would take her out. And I felt really bad for her. And I felt even worse because I kept smelling poo during my treatment. And I was like, man, what is that? And there came a point where she reclined back in her chair, and she sits off to my right, down my view. And I looked at her foot and I said, is that dog shit on her foot? And it was. I zoomed in on it and I took a picture of it, and I thought to myself, the universe is kicking this woman's ass right now. And it's got to go and put a log of dog shit in her way. Like, I don't know. I felt really bad for her. Even before the cancer treatments, I was kind of feeling like, because I'm so healthy and I'm doing so well, I don't feel like I belong there with them, and I almost feel like an imposter a little bit. But I do appreciate that I go every 56 days, because it does give me a chance to sit and get some good perspective on life. I see what these people are struggling with, and I'm really fortunate that my wife noticed a change in me and said that she insisted that I got checked out. And it's not that I didn't think that there was something wrong, but like most guys do, I just thought it'll go away. Like it's you sprain an ankle, or you twist a knee, or dislocate a thumb. It goes away. And cancer is not one of those things that goes away, man. But I was chalking it up to midlife, just, middle age creeping in on me. And she was like, no, that's not middle age, dude. This is not who you are. So I was really fortunate that she's really in tune with my health. Fortunate, because I broke my back, and it took me 17 years to get a reconstructive surgery. I'll walk it off, rub some dirt on it. That's not, I understand that's not the way to be. And I'm fortunate that she is in my life, because she doesn't let me do that anymore. She's got me over my phobia of doctors, and I have a pill aversion. I hate pills, and that's got to do with having to take Ritalin as a child in elementary school, and everybody calling me the retard because how come I got to go to the nurse's office every morning for like 15 minutes and then come back to class, and everybody was, why does he get to go and we're stuck here? And once they found out it was because I was taking a pill, then I became the retard. So I kind of grew into a pill aversion, and now I'm taking 2 pills. I take one every day for acid, which I don't really have heartburn or acid reflux or anything like that. But I had an endoscopy done a few weeks ago, and he said that it was a little bit inflamed in the top of my stomach. So I'm taking that, and I'm taking another pill that I take every Friday. And I hate pills, but my wife's got me to the point where I'm over those things to some degree. I still don't like them. Every time the doctor says I have to take a new pill, I'm always like, have to take a new pill? But yeah. So that's just some of the stuff I was thinking about yesterday during the cancer treatments. I do appreciate getting to go. Yesterday my cancer treatment was a bit shorter because I didn't have to sit through the 3 extra bags for the stuff they give me for the side effects prior to getting the actual immune, what do they call that? I don't know. It's an immune system suppressant to some degree. And so I didn't have to sit through those 3 bags before I got that bag. I sat through 1 bag that they pushed 2 of the medicines through. And, so my appointment was about an hour and 15 minutes shorter yesterday. It wasn't 6.5 hours. It was only about 5.5. No, about 5, and a little over 5 hours yesterday. So that's the shortest cancer treatment I've had, maybe ever. But I do appreciate that I get to go. It gives me a chance to unplug and not think about. I don't answer my phone. I just put on my Stevie Wonder playlist, and I let that play. And when that's over, I got a couple other playlists that I have for my cancer treatments, just for my cancer treatments. And oh jeez, it's another thing, man. I might have to shave my head. Something else I had to think about yesterday. I got a spot back here that I gotta put some steroids on. I got a steroid solution I gotta put on that. So I've been growing my hair for like 8 years. It's doing pretty good. It's getting a lot thinner lately, I think. And not thinner here. This is about the same as it's been, but this right here it's not as full as it used to be, man. My wife loves my long hair too, so she's not going to be happy about me shaving it. But you got to do what you have to, man. Whether you like it or not, it's what you have to. Which is my approach to the pills too. You have to. It's not my approach to the treatment sessions, though. I feel like I get to go to the treatment sessions. I think they're really good. I don't always feel great that day, and for a day or two after, I don't feel great, but it's nowhere near as like it would be if I was in chemo, which this is like a chemo alternative. So it's been much easier on me than it probably is on most people. But I got lucky. I didn't have to go through the chemo because my wife got me in there early enough that, it didn't progress along far enough for me to need a more aggressive treatment. So it's really fortunate. I am grateful for her and for the process itself. There's something really when you start seeing, you see your numbers up there out of that high into the high ranges, your lymphocyte numbers and your percentages, and then I went through my first, I want to say it was like on my third week. By the third week, my numbers had really gotten down to just the top part of the normal level, and that was seeing that made it so much easier to keep going with the treatments and not really get upset with how I didn't feel like myself for a day or two. But once those 3 weeks had passed and the numbers just kept dropping, there's a relief, like a catharsis almost of just, like it does you right. But